You're listening to The Straight Line on MRN.com, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. And also brought to you by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Welcome to MRN's The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Let's put the phone away over here first. That's Doug Herbert's course. I'm Ralph Shaheen. What are you, like Adam Schefter on ESPN, like getting the latest in drag racing news?
Well, no, one of our guests a little bit later is going to be Jim Oberhofer,
Yeah.
And I realized Daryl didn't have his number, so I was just texting Daryl his number. Daryl just in the other room.
Yeah, Daryl's our producer here on the show. Well, we do have a guest right on the phone, so we're going to get started right away here today. We got a busy show for you this afternoon. Of course, the countdown with the NHRA Series makes its way to St. Louis this weekend, and one of the really great tracks in the country these days, Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. A lot of folks still think of it as Gateway, has a new name. They have a tremendous oval over there, 1 mile oval, had a very successful IndyCar race just a few weeks ago, and now the drag series rolls into town on the quarter mile over there, and Chris Blair is the man in charge. Chris, have you got everything set up? You ready to go? All the fresh paint is good. The banners are hung. Everything's ready?
We're still in the process. We're actually pretty far ahead of where we normally are, which is a good thing. So that's got me worried. I'm waiting to see what's going to drop that's going to catch me by surprise. But so far, we're looking pretty good for this week.
Chris, what can fans expect over there at the Worldwide Technology Racing Center in St. Louis, or just outside St. Louis?
Well, we've in addition to the name change, we've done a whole lot of decorations. The place looks a lot different. One big change that people are going to notice is just we continue to expand on our parking. Curtis Francois, the owner of the track, acquired around 280 additional acres a couple of years ago and proceeded to clear all of it. And each year we just keep expanding that parking. So we have a new tailgating area. That's already sold out. We are going to be adding some more. Camping is now at a record high. We've added additional 100 camping spots, and they're sold out. So we're actually going out there and working on some more. But there's just a lot of things there that if you haven't been to the track in the last couple of years, they're going to surprise you. We added a new 3-lane road last year that ran on the west side of the property to speed up the exit process. So, just a lot of things that we're doing just to try to make it better for the fans to get in and get out of the racetrack. And that was one of the main objectives that we set forth on once we got here.
Chris, for those that might not know what Worldwide Technology is, can you tell us a little bit about what that company does?
Okay, so Worldwide Technology, it's a St. Louis-based company that was founded by Dave Stewart. And Dave, basically what he has done, he brings all the different companies that you deal with on the technology sector together, whether it's Cisco, Verizon, AT&T, Hewlett-Packard. He brings all of them together and works with them so that they offer solutions to how all their different projects and their different components can work together to advance the cause on technology. So they do everything from your basic build out of an app. If you go to a Panera store, they're the ones that are doing the apps and the kiosk ordering systems, all the way through very complicated processes that they're working with cloud technology and things like that. So they're the world leader in what they do. They have one center here in St. Louis that employs around 3,000 people. That just their technology center was a $500 million investment, and so they're on the forefront of really cutting edge things. And one of the things that we're working on with them is how it's going to affect the sport of racing in the future. So we're working with their team, and you're going to see a lot of upgrades starting next year, where we're branching out into 5G technology, better connectivity at the races, overall a better fan experience. So it's kind of an exciting time. I go to the races with these guys, and I'm looking at it from the basic, not knowing anything about tech, and then these guys are looking at it from a whole different angle on how they're going to provide an augmented reality experience to the way you view a race. So it's pretty interesting.
Wow. Hey, Chris, so this weekend everybody wants to go out there and see the NHRA drag races at the track there. But so many other things happen at the track, the IndyCar races, go-kart races. I've just seen so many things from following social media over there, in addition to brakes classes that you guys help us hold over there. Tell us about some of the things that go on at the track and how you cross-promote all the different events, including the NHRA this weekend.
Well, one of the things I'm really proud of is the fact that we're the only track in the country that deals with NASCAR, IndyCar, and NHRA. And before, Sonoma was the only one that had that crown, and now it's just us. I'm really proud of that because when we got here, I landed here at the end of 2012, and a lot of people didn't know what we could accomplish. And at that time, all we had was just the NHRA race, and NHRA was taking a gamble on that. And so we've built that out. We've got a lot of people's attention. We're doing some big events that are successful, and we're venturing into some other new areas too. We built a track for the America's Rallycross this year. They had a very good event. We're doing Formula Drift. We've expanded our road course from a 1.6 to 2 miles so that we can have better SCCA and Porsche Club events. And then with our Gateway Kartplex, we just finished an expansion on that that we're actually testing it. The first race on it's going to be in October, that we're making it bigger so that we can have better karting events. So, we want to be able to have, I kind of like to go along the whole three-ring circus thing. I like to have 3 tracks going every single weekend for maximum efficiency during the racing season. And we just want to try to appeal to as many different racers as we can, from the grassroots leading all the way up to the big leagues.
Chris, my buddy Herbert over here is a big foodie when he comes to the racetracks. He's got ice cream at Norwalk. He got lobster rolls in Epping. What do you got for him this week over there in St. Louis?
Well, you can't go to St. Louis without having toasted ravioli. So we have toasted raviolis at our concession stands. You got to try those. Yeah. So and we have a lot of different creations, but St. Louis is known for barbecue. So Sugar Fire Barbecue has a presence here, and our friends over at Nitro Hog, they've got their big top fuel grill that they or smoker that they do their barbecue on. So if you like great barbecue, this racetrack has the best barbecue of anywhere in the country. I guarantee it.
Well, he's starting to sweat over there, so I think you got him with the fried ravioli.
Look at me. I don't miss a meal, Hey, Chris, where can fans go to find out more information about the races or to get tickets for this weekend's?
Okay, you can go to www.raceway.com. That's our website, or you can just go to any of our social media channels. Will take you right to us, and our social media is at WWT Raceway. Yeah, so it's pretty simple. A lot of people always throw in an extra W. It's www.raceway.com.
Sounds great. Chris, have a great weekend. Tell Curtis we said hello.
I sure will. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Okay, we'll be right back with more Straight Line right after this.
O'Reilly. Prepare your vehicle for the weather ahead during Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts with great deals on batteries and accessories. Plus, top off with Peak Long Life Universal Premix Antifreeze and Coolant for just $10.99 per gallon. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A name says a lot.
I'm Kyle. I'll be taking your order.
When you meet someone named Kyle, as in Kyle Busch, as in rowdy, as in 8 wins last season and more than 50 career wins, as in donuts for days. So, if the humble name Kyle doesn't sound so humble to you, you're family now. The summer's heating up. Follow what could be the Toyota racing family's best season ever at toyotaracing.com. Toyota, let's go places. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, Inc.
NHRA drag racer Doug Herbert here to talk about safe driving. In early 2008, my 2 sons were killed in a car accident that was caused by speed and inexperience. After the accident, I learned that over 6,000 teenagers each year are killed in car accidents, so I formed a nonprofit organization called Brakes. Brakes stands for Be Responsible and Keep Everyone Safe. Please visit our website at putonthebrakes.org to learn more about responsible driving and what you can do to keep our roads safe.
We are right back at it here on MRN's Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts, and the guests just keep on coming. Here's Matt Smith joining us now to the Pro Stock Motorcycle category. Matt, you got your win earlier this year. Was it Richmond? Chicago, that was it. Okay, that was it. So tell us about getting into the chase now, carrying some momentum into that. How do you feel your team is prepared to deal with the chase, or the countdown, I should say?
Yeah, we started the countdown in third place, 30 points out. And, we went to the first race at Reading, and we left there in third place again, but we're only 23 points out. So I think we made a move toward the championship, and this is kind of where we started last year, we won this race last year, took the points lead, and really never pondered from that point forward to the end of the year. We went on to win 2 more races in the countdown, and won the championship. So I'm looking for the same results this weekend. I really like this place, and I saw a stat saying that I'm tied with, I think, Angel for the most wins at this track. So it's been a good track for me over the years.
It's always good going into a place where you've had good success before, and even at Reading, you had top speed of the race. You have that motorcycle. You're a driver though, not a rider, I guess, right? Actually, that's a great question. Are you a rider or a driver?
I'm a rider on the motorcycle, and I'm a driver when I drive the Pro Mod car. So there's the two differences.
Rider, okay. Well, that seems like it's been about split because about half the people that ride the Pro Stock bike say they're drivers, then the other half say they're riders. Top speed at the race at Reading, going into St. Louis. How do you think? I mean, you're tied for the most wins. What are you looking for?
Yeah, we're just looking. I mean, we've had the fastest bike all year long. I think 3 races this year we haven't had top speed at. We've just, ever since they put the 15 pounds on our bikes, we've just struggled with 60 foot. And hopefully, I think we've learned something. We started it at Reading on Sunday and found the problem. And we were the quickest and fastest V-twin, at Reading on Sunday. So if we can parlay that into this weekend, we put our A motor back in the bike, and I think we'll be really fast and really good here.
It's interesting as you look through the stats, you got that win at Chicago, and then it was Andrew Hines who went on a tear, won 3 in a row. And then after that, it was Jerry who went on a run and has won the last 2. But while that was taking place, you've been right there, because after your win at Chicago, it's semis, finals, semis, and semis. So nothing has really fallen too far off the pace with you and your machine. What do you got to do to get it back in the win column?
We've had, like you said, I think we've got 7 semifinals in a row now, or finals, better. So, and the ones we've lost, we've only lost by 200 or less. So, Doug knows how the game is. I mean, that's just, you can make that up on the start line, or somebody can shake the tire just a little bit or miss a shift and cover that. So, we're all tightly bunched together right now, the top 8 to 9 in Pro Stock motorcycle, and hopefully we can just turn that corner and get us a win here. I really think that we can win this race. I'm coming in this race very confident, and normally when I do that, our team runs good, and we're running good. Angie's running good, Scotty's running good, and I think we'll have 3 fast motorcycles this weekend.
Hey, Matt, you've got good partnerships with Denso and also with Elite Motorsports. Tell us about how working with those guys helps you get your bikes to the winner's circle.
Yeah, Denso's been a great company to come on board with us over the last couple of years. They were on board with Angie 2 years ago and stepped up to my program for this year. And, what a super awesome company to work for and to represent. And Lisa's just amazing. She represents the company good. She's out here at the track supporting us and supporting the racers, and she's even, she's part of y'all's deal too with the Brake Foundation.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to that dinner. I think in 2 weeks, at Charlotte, with y'all. So just a great company to work for, and they're really putting their money back into the sport and helping the technology of everything. And Elite, they've been with me for 4 years now, and they just helped me with the motor program. It's hard to get in with some of these Pro Stock car guys because they've got so much money behind them, but we've been on board with them, and they've really helped our program out.
Matt, the new schedule for 2020 came out for Pro Stock Motorcycle. How do you feel about how that's going to shake up for you?
I think it's good. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to 3 new venues next year, 2 we've never been to ever for Pro Stock Motorcycle, and really looking forward to going to Bristol. I've always been there with my dad. He's on the Hall of Fame up there and the billboard up there in the tower, his name, but I've never actually got to race there. So this is going to be a great year to be able to do that. And, hopefully we'll go test there before and figure it out and maybe have an advantage on the competition. But I really look forward to the schedule. Like I said, we're going to 3 new venues, 2 we've never been to, Seattle, never been to, Bristol, and we're going back to Houston for the first time in a while. So looking forward to all those races next year.
Matt, we know your success with the motorcycles. You've got your dad obviously has a lot of success in the cars, and you mentioned a little bit earlier about you maybe getting in a pro mod car again. Tell us a little bit about that. What's going on there?
You know, I would love to drive a pro mod car. As everybody knows, my dad is not a very wealthy person to be able to just put me in a car without a sponsorship. And right now, it's hard enough to find sponsorship for what he's doing. And so it'd probably be a while before I ever can do that. But you might see me at a race here, a race there, and I've drove some in PDRA, I've drove some in the ADRL, and I've drove some in NHRA. So if anybody needs a driver, I'm more than capable of going and doing it and running for somebody. But probably the bike is where you'll see me at. I've got a commitment with Denzo again next year with me and Angie, and looking forward to representing the class and the sponsor again next year.
The whole thing about Bristol is really interesting. I didn't realize that you hadn't even raced there, and your dad is such a legend there. Are there any other venues where you two, maybe one's been there and one hasn't, or anything like that? I mean, I hadn't really thought about that.
Yeah, I don't think so. Bristol, I've raced Rockingham before, maybe not pro stock bike, but I've raced Rockingham, I've raced Darlington. But where we grew up, Darlington, Rockingham, and Bristol were the three places my dad was very, very good at. Sure. And, for NHRA and his name to be up there at the Bristol, Dragway and all that, when Jeff Bird was there, really missed Jeff and all that. But, man, what a great place to be able to go to. And I'm really looking forward to that. And a lot of times, our team, MSR, whenever we go to new venues, a lot of times we win those first races, and it's happened numerous times over the last 4 or 5 years. So hopefully we can pull that out next year, and I can win Bristol, or Angie could win, because that would be a big monument to our team.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, with you in number 3 position, Angie in number 8 position, you guys are got a pretty good spot going into this countdown. You kind of. You go into every race, obviously, thinking that you're going to win. But the way that you've been going to the finals, going to the semis, and winning a race, that's kind of is that the same way you approach the countdown, or you've really more pressure on to win these countdown races?
No, I mean, I always, like I told everybody last year, I said, I started 6th last year in the countdown, and I said, if I can win 3 races, we can win this championship. And that's what we did. We won 3 races in the countdown. This year, I think that if you win 2 races and you can go to the finals or semifinals and the rest of them, you're going to be in contention. And I have that. I don't think nobody's going to win all 5 or all 6 races. I think somebody's going to lose first round. That's done good and all that. But I think if you can be consistent, I think you'll be in position. And that's exactly what I've done. I haven't won all the races this year, but I've been consistent and I've been right there. Top 3 every race, and I think that will keep me in the hunt. And if we get hot like we did last year, and then I think we can do it again.
Well, you said you think the Gateway is a great venue for you. What is it about that racetrack there, Worldwide Technology, that makes you feel like it's your kind of place?
I love Charlotte. That's our home track, but probably my second favorite track to come to is this track. I don't know what it is. I've always done good here. In 2007, when I won the championship, I won this race, set the national record here. We won here last year. It's just an amazing place for me to go and race at, and really like this place. And the second, I love go-karting. So with them having the go-kart race track in the facility, that's just more added bonus to what the track offers for their fans and for their racers, because a lot of times we finish so late, we don't get to go do extra stuff. And that track's always open till like 11 o'clock, 11:30 here. So it's good to be able to go over there and go take some frustration out and go race some of your fellow racers on a different venue besides drag racing.
Yeah, that's for sure. The only problem was with me racing a go-kart, I look like Herman Monster in there. So you would whip me, big time on a go-kart. I know that. Hey, Matt, tell us a little bit about your dad. Obviously, your father, Ricky Smith, the multi-time champion. Tell us a little bit about his racing and what he's doing and what you do to work with your dad on a regular basis. I know.
Yeah, our shop, we used to be in the same shop in 13 when I won the championship that year. built my own shop. So me and Angie built our own shop and just kind of let him have his own place, and we got our own place. But we're only 3 miles apart from each other. And, he's got Bahrain, one racing behind him. Him and Belushi are on the same team. And he struggled a little bit this year. He made a change and went back to turbo car. He went and tried that again for the third time, and he actually went through with it this time. He had ordered brand new cars and had them built, had them ready to race 2 other times prior to this year, but never actually raced them and sold them before he even raced them. So this year he did it. He went through with it and ran it. And he finally, 2 races ago, he went back to his nitrous car where it's dependable. He knows how to tune it. He knows how to drive it. And he was pretty badass at Indy with it. He just come up a little short there, in the final round. But I think you'll see him back being, very, very good again the rest of this year. And, he's out of the elite contention for the championship, but you might see him win this race this weekend or Charlotte, 2 weeks from now.
All right, Matt. Well, listen, best of luck to you over at Worldwide Technology Raceway. And we're certainly going to keep an eye on that Bristol event next year. Hopefully we'll have a chance to chat after that one.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all for having me on, and I really appreciate coming on your show, and look forward to seeing you, Doug, in 2 weeks at the dinner.
I'll be looking forward to that. We're definitely looking forward to seeing you and Angie at our breaks gala here in a couple weeks. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, Matt Smith, we're coming right back with more on Straight Line.
Here's your chance to win a set of your very own Hercules tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Simply register, and each month we'll give away 1 set of tires. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading mileage coverage to get you wherever you need to go, no matter where the road takes you. Register now for your chance to win a set of Hercules tires at HerculesTires.com/MRN. Hercules Tires. Ride on our street.
Prepare your vehicle for the weather ahead during Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Purchase a Superstart battery and get up to a $25 gift card after mail-in rebate. Plus great deals on jumper cables, battery chargers, and more. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better prices every day. Limit supplies. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The race to the championship is coming through the desert. It's the Blue Green Vacations 500 NASCAR semifinal race weekend at Phoenix's ISM Raceway. Now, after a $178 million modernization project, it's more personal than ever, with access that gets you into the infield and NASCAR garages and even closer to the cars and drivers. Don't miss the Blue Green Vacations 500 semifinal race weekend at ISM Raceway, November 8th through the 10th. Lock in your seats now at ismraceway.com.
Back here on MRN's The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts, and right into our next guest. I mean, like we said, it is a busy day here today on The Straight Line. Jim Oberhofer joining us, better known as Jimmo. Jimmo, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, guys. Just a little warm down here in Plano, Texas. It's hot down here still.
Well, Jimmo, this year your roles kind of changed a little bit. You've been full-time working for Coletta ever since I was in grade school, I think. And now this year you're taking a lot of different jobs on. Assistant over there helping Clay Milliken team, which, man, it seemed to me like you coming on board was a big help over there. Also, Paulie McLeod, Top Fuel Funny Car, running that car. And what your latest venture, what you were just telling us, Plano, Texas, you're opening up your new Victory Lane store. How do you keep track of all this, dude?
Well, I don't know. It's been it's been a tricky year as far as balancing my schedule and stuff, especially now that we've actually took ownership of our new building here in Plano, Texas, where we're going to have our new Victory Lane quick oil change set up. But it's been a fun year. I had a great 31 years at Coletta Motorsports, so very appreciative of everything that Connie Coletta, Scott Coletta, and Doug Coletta did for me and my family over the years. And and it was just time to take on a new venture, do something a little bit different. I still love drag racing very much, but the day-to-day grind was wearing you down, and it wore me down the last couple of years because we built a pretty big operation there at Coletta Motorsports. We had as much as 85 people working there at one time with a CNC shop and a chassis shop and repair shop and PR and marketing and social media on top of all the teams and the office staff. And it was a lot. There's a lot going on at that time. And I'm very proud that I was able to, help do what I did there, for Connie and for Scott and for Doug. But, it's been a really cool thing this year, being able to do something different for the first time in 31 years, work, around different people for a different driver. It's been really cool. And I've got to say, being able to work with, Clay Milliken and Mike Klober, it's been, it's really been enjoyable for me. At first, when it first started out, I was like, man, what did I get myself into here? Because it's, things didn't go real smooth right off the bat. And a lot of it was because, we didn't have much to work with there. That was a very, great running car the last couple of years. And, when Mike and I got there, there wasn't a lot there. You didn't have any of the crew members from the previous year there. There wasn't, a lot of notes or data on anything that they did before. So, really, there was a lot of unknowns there. But, as we started off and Mike Klober, I got to give him a lot of credit. He's been really good to work with, and I really enjoy working with him. And
I was worried about that too. I was worried Jimmo was going to do the pound down.
There was a few people that thought that, and and I'm not that bad of a guy. I think I get a bad rap, but when it first started, and I realized, I go, Mike's really a sharp guy, and I've known Mike for almost 35 years, but I've never worked with him, obviously. But we after the first couple, the test session, and then Pomona and Phoenix, like when we got to Gainesville, things really started clicking, and we kind of, I don't want to say we stumbled onto a setup, but we figured something out that the car liked, and it's this little box that we work within, and we kind of stay with it. Sure, would we love to throw out the low 360 numbers with this car? That would be outstanding, but we also know that consistency will win you rounds and will win you races, and that's kind of what we're focused on. And Clay is just, what an awesome guy he is. Just not only a great driver, but a great human being in my book. He reminds me of Doug Coletta in a lot of ways. Doug just was really quiet. He didn't say much, and Clay, he's always going, 100 miles an hour, but very similar. Good drivers, good personality, just good family people. And, but I really enjoy working with Clay along with, everybody else at SSG. Our crew on that car has just been amazing, considering a lot of them had no experience when they started this year. But Chris Menapace, the crew, the car chief on that car, what an amazing job he's done. He was with John Force Racing for a number of years, and we're very fortunate to have Chris and Kenny Carson and then John Repp. They all came from JFR, along with our guys that we had, that we hired that really didn't have a lot of experience. So that's gone, very well. And we're excited about the car. We feel we have a good competitive car, and we hope that we can win some races. And then Paul Lee. What can I say about that guy? Truly one of the best people, on earth. And he wanted me to run his funny car, and he wanted to do this with us. And he has that marketing alliance with SSG, and getting my chance to actually tune a funny car has been awesome. And I can't take all the credit for that. I've got a great right-hand man in Donnie Bender. I've known Donnie for forever, and what an amazing job he's done, pretty much by himself, working on the car a lot, because we are a part-time team. And then, Ron Tobler and Dustin Heim from the Napa car. man, I tell you what, I mean, Tobler has just been, you know, been so great for me to work with, and have his knowledge of funny cars, to help me. He told me, he says, don't overthink this funny car deal. He said, it's a nitro car. It's got a nitro engine in it. It's got a clutch in it. You've got to think about it all those same ways. Funny car has a couple other things you need to pay attention to, but don't overthink it. And that's probably been some of the best advice, for me moving forward with the funny car, because, we're not running it full time, and we don't have a lot of runs under our belt. So we try to keep it as simple as possible. And we've had some good success, and we're having good success because of Donnie Bender, because of Paul Lee, because of Ron Tobler and Dustin and the guys that we have working on the car. We've got some good experience working on the car. And then everybody at Don Schumacher Racing, I mean, what can I say about, Don Schumacher and Todd Okahara and everybody involved with that organization has just, Mike Lewis, they've all just, whatever you need, we want you guys to be successful. And they kind of have brought us into their family of racing. And it's just a really cool thing. And I remember when I walked into Don Schumacher Racing for the first time, and I thought to myself, I walked in there and I go, a couple of years ago, I would have never thought I would have ever been in this building. And there I was, and I was in there, and I told Don afterwards, how impressed I was with his facility. And he says, hey, I just want to make sure that we have everything you need there, and that it's as good as what you had at Coletta's. I said, absolutely. I mean, this is a fantastic place, nice facility, a lot of equipment, and it's just been cool. It's just been really, really a cool year. And then I've got my brother Bruce Reed down in Australia. We're trying to get back down there and do some racing with him, probably in January. I was planning on going in November, but their first race down there is the same weekend as the Vegas race, and we'll be running Paul's car at that Vegas race. So it's been an exciting year. And then throw on top, hey, let's go ahead and start a quick lube business up in Plano, Texas. So that's been fun too.
You've been a busy guy. Jim, tell me, Clay Milliken has been in 5 final rounds. What's the missing thing to get him up at Wally here?
Well, I think, for us, I think for like Mike and I, it's like really knowing our part very well. We've missed some opportunities this year. I really feel like Gainesville was a huge opportunity for us to win a race. And, yeah, we lost on a whole shot, but we didn't go up there to run 375. We went up there to run, 371 or better. And, for whatever reason, our supercharger fell off in the final round. And we've been fighting a little bit of these issues, over the course of the year, and it always seems like these little issues want to pop up in the final round when you put a supercharger on and it's not quite as good as the one you took off. So, for us, it's, I feel like on race day, it's like a chess match. But what you're doing in qualifying is you're setting up all your pieces for the chess game on Sunday, and we just haven't done a good enough job really understanding our parts. And I think Reading was a huge eye-opener for our team. We went out first round and we won first round, beating Steve Torrance, which was absolutely huge. And I love Steve Torrance and the whole Torrance family. And, sometimes you get mixed emotions about things, but, hey, I want to see Clay Milliken win a championship too. So we went up the next round and we put another supercharger on that we thought would be at least as good as what we took off. And the supercharger was down significantly on blower boost, and we got beat by Brittany Force. So, luckily the owners at SSG, with Doug Stringer and Scott Gardner and JJ Keeler, they've given us the opportunity to upgrade our blower inventory this past week. We actually did some dyno testing on some superchargers up at Coletta's. My brother actually did this stuff for us, and so we have a better understanding of the parts that we have, and so when we go from one run to the next, that we have that consistency in parts, and I give credit to like Doug Stringer and Scott Gardner and JJ Keeler that Scott and JJ, they don't have that experience of owning a team and understanding the parts that we necessarily need, but they're all ears and they want to learn, and that's what's really cool about them. And I told them, I said, we don't have to have the best supercharger, in the world to make this car compete, but what we need is consistency. And when we take a supercharger off and put another one on, we need to know that that supercharger is within a certain percentage of the one we took off, and we need our superchargers to be very close to one another. And so having that ability, hopefully at St. Louis, we feel like now we're going to have 4 consistent superchargers that where we can go, from run to run, put a different supercharger on, and maybe you make a small adjustment here and there, but not as big of adjustment as what we would have had to have done at Reading in order to make the car competitive in the second round.
Well, Jimmo, thank you for joining us this week on MRN Straight Line Show. We know you've got plenty to do here down with your congratulations on your new Victory Lane Service Center in Plano. And I'm going to get down there and come by, and I don't know if I'll have a car to change the oil because I'll probably be rental car when I'm there, but I'll come by and at least have you check the tire pressure or something. I don't know, but we'll encourage everybody to go by there.
We could do that, and then we can go have lunch somewhere.
There you go.
And cause trouble like I know you know how to do all the time.
No, we don't know how to do that. Well, Jimmo, thank you for being one of my best friends. I appreciate you coming on the show, and best wishes and really good luck. You know how close I am with Clay. I appreciate you helping him and that team so much. Hopefully you guys can get that thing in the winner circle here before the end of the year, along with Paul Lee, too. That car could go up there and click off a win sometime as well.
Oh, yeah, Paul Lee is a badass driver. I tell you what, that guy, he can mow the tree down, and he's just he is a good driver. Like, that is a funny car driver if I've ever seen one.
Cool. Well, Jimbo, thanks for joining us, buddy, and we'll see you soon.
All right, thanks, guys. Take care.
All right, Jim Oberhofer. Jimmo on the phone with us. We'll be right back.
Hey, race fans, it's Ralph Shaheen, and like you, I have a huge passion for racing. With the most in-depth features on racers, series, and events, no one covers racing better than America's original motorsports publication, Speed Sport. Get your subscription to Speed Sport magazine today at speedsport.com.
This is Derek's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
After the 3rd time jump-starting my car, I finally realized my battery was dying. So I stopped by O'Reilly to have it checked. They tested it right there in the parking lot. It was bad, real bad. But they helped me find the right battery for my car and even installed it for free. Now my car starts like new.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Sunday, October 27th at Martinsville Speedway. It's a fight to the finish. The first Data 500 returns to Martinsville, part of the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. Get tickets now at martinsvillespeedway.com or call 877-RACE-TIX. That's martinsvillespeedway.com or 877-RACETIX for the first Data 500. October 27th, it's a fight to the finish.
Ready to close up shop at the final segment here on MRN's The Straight Line presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. You know, as much as Doug and I like getting free things, Doug really likes free raviolis, the fried kind, deep fried this weekend. We like giving away free stuff as well. And Hercules Tire, our great partners here on The Straight Line, giving away a free set of tires every month. As we've been telling you, all you need to do is register at HerculesTire.com/MRN, and you're in the running.
You're in the winning. Hey, free tires. We like burning up tires, so free tires are definitely the best kind.
Now, we get hit up for tickets a lot. We have no free tickets, but we know how you can get some. Here's how you can buy some tickets. Just go to NHRA.com, click on the red ticket tab in the top right corner, and you can go ahead and get some tickets to go over to Chris Blair's place and see the AAA Insurance NHRA Midwest Nationals this weekend over there just across the river from St. Louis.
Yep, and then coming up here in a couple weeks, October 11th through 13th weekend is the NTK Carolina Nationals right here at ZMAX Dragway in Concord. That will be a good one coming up, as well as the Motorplex down in Ennis, Texas, with the AAA Texas NHRA Nationals, the October 17th through 20th weekend. NHRA.com, right hand, top corner, reg ticket tab, bam. There you go.
I like you're getting like John Madden with the bam, boom, slash.
Bang.
You can have it all figured out there, huh?
It's like Batman, right? I grew
Yeah,
up with Batman.
yeah, we all did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was better, the Batmobile, one of the Munster cars? I don't know. What was your favorite kid car?
Man, Batmobile. Yeah, I just like Batmobile. George Barris, he is just so cool. But he built most of the Monsters cars and all that stuff. So I don't know. I like that Dragula, the
Dragula,
the
coffin car from Gramps.
Yeah, that was pretty cool too. I think the Batmobile's probably my favorite.
It is. I actually sat in the real one.
Did you really?
Yeah, there's 7 of them because they auctioned one off at Barrett Jackson a few years back, and I was on that broadcast, and George Barris was there. And the deal that made this one so special, it was what they call, quote unquote, the hero car. This was the car that came out of the Batcave, like at the open of the show that you saw. That was that Batmobile. So some of them were used for like stunts and, that sort of thing. And this was the real car that we all as kids went, that's the one you want.
Yeah.
And the back where the flame would
like
always
jet
come out.
engine deal
Yeah.
out the back.
You know what that was? Paint bucket.
Really?
George walked me around the car and he's showing all me these little things that he did. He said, because he was under such a rush to figure out how to make them and get them ready for the show, he came up with a paint bucket for the back and just painted it up, made it look a little different. That's what that was. And then he used sprinkler heads for, the stuff that would spit out the oil and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, sprinkler heads, like on your lawn.
Yeah, George Barris. I've got some neat pictures we'll share on a future edition of Straight Line. My dad and George Barris they built a couple cars. They went to Bonneville and set a whole bunch of records back in the early 50s. So they're both 25 years old, and went to Bonneville and broke maybe a dozen world records. Just really, really cool. In fact, the car that they built together is in the NHRA Museum out in Pomona. Yeah, George and my dad were good friends, growing up. And they built a bunch of cool cars. My dad stuck with the racing side, and George probably took the smart side and built all the movie cars and did really well with that. But yeah,
he was a great guy, George.
Neat
really neat guy. Yeah. That's cool.
I'll bring pictures of those cars for a future edition of the Street.
Yeah, when I got to sit in the car, he goes, pick up the phone. So I picked up the Bat phone, and then he goes, well, let's get a picture. And I was like, that's awesome. So in the Batmobile on the Bat phone with George Barris. I mean, how do you beat that?
That's about as good as it gets.
It was for me, I'll tell you that. For our red light, green light, that was a lot of it right there, I guess, actually. Kind of just stumbling through that part. That's pretty cool green light stuff. But we did have a pretty good one here we wanted to give to you. Came off of our speedsport.com website here. Thornley and Vreeland teaming up in Top Fuel Harley. Did you hear about this?
No, I did not. Speed Sport News. That is where I get my daily dose, my daily update. So
I'm glad to hear that.
Go to Speed Sport, sign up, and
speedsport.com. It's all free right there. Yeah. Pro Fuel rider Jeanette Thornley is going to partner up with 2-time AMRA Nitro Bike champion Rich Vreeland, and she's going to make an NHRA Top Fuel Harley debut in 2020. Wow. So that's something to look forward to. The team is planning to get a little bit of pre-running in at the end of this year at the 2019 Man Cup World Finals. Now that's going to be held at South Georgia Motorsports Park, just outside of Valdosta, Georgia. That'll be late November around Thanksgiving, and then we'll see her somewhere on the 2020 NHRA schedule, which I think is great.
Those Nitro Harleys, for anybody that has not seen a Nitro Harley run, like the guys and women, I've never actually seen a woman ride a Nitro Harley. They're tough.
Yeah.
And they wear a flat jacket, a bulletproof vest to ride those bikes. I mean, they are, I think they're 240, 250 miles an hour and low 6-second, high 5-second. Like they're really, really fast bikes. And if you've never seen one of those race, they're pretty cool. You don't get to see the Top Fuel bikes like, the old Elmer Tread and stuff like that race. I haven't seen one race in a while, but man.
Well, they are
those
starting to
Top
show
Fuel
up at
Harleys.
more of the regular NHR rounds now, right? We've got the Top Fuel bikes running.
Top Fuel bikes.
Yeah,
Okay, I haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
good stuff. So
yeah, they are fun.
fun
to watch.
So there is one red light.
Red light?
Yeah, that's it. Red light. We got to end the show. I'm going to Guns N' Roses tonight. We got to get out of here.
Oh, time for Guns N' Roses.
Hey, I got places to go, people to see, bands to hear. Guns N' Roses can't wait.
This guy, he sees more bands than I've ever known.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed the show. It's been a fun one. A lot of guests on here today.
Yep. Fun show. Don't miss, every week, MRN.com. Don't miss Straight Line. There you go. Ralph and I. Doesn't get better than that.
We hope not. We'll see you next week. Take care.